Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering 4 things to do before you use a book ghostwriting agency. There's a level of trust that comes with working with a company, but doing so could actually cost you more money in the end and give you a subpar product. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of interviewing prospective ghostwriters before you begin working with them, along with making sure you only pay for services that you need. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free resource that I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. I get it. There's a safety that comes with working with a company or an agency when you're looking for book ghostwriting help. You can look at their website and look at all of the authors they've worked with and all of their success and all of the great employees who currently work at the company. There's a track record of success. But lots of times you end up spending a lot more money when working with an agency because there's things outside of the scope of the needs that you have that you end up paying for. A lot of the money that you pay isn't going to services that you need, like ghostwriting or editing. A lot of the money is going for advertising and other things that are outside the scope of your needs. Take ghostwriting, for example. When you engage a ghostwriter on the one-to-one level, you are paying the ghostwriter for the ghostwriting. You're paying them for the services that you need. When you engage a book ghostwriting company, maybe a half, maybe a third, maybe 20% of the money that you pay is going for the ghostwriting. Most of it's not going for the ghostwriting. Most of it's going to other things. That's not always the case with every single company. Some companies are better than others. Some companies are serving as a headhunter of sorts to connect you with high quality workers, which is a great thing. It's really crucial that you take a step back and pause before signing on the dotted line, because a lot of times if you end up working with the company, the money you're paying isn't going for the right things. Because of that, you're diminishing the cost that you're paying for the actual thing you care about, which means you're getting less services, fewer services, diminished services from what you actually hope to get. Before you engage with a company, speak to past clients of theirs. They should be pretty open about connecting you with former clients so you can talk about their experiences, what they accomplished, how they felt about the service, if they would recommend it. All those different conversation topics are really important because it allows you to see yourself a year or 2 years down the road. If everything falls in line, these are success stories. But it's also interesting to look at Glassdoor and other websites to see what kind of reviews are left. Maybe there's a sea of negativity around. Maybe other people didn't have that successful result. Maybe they left without a finished product and they're frustrated. So it's worth exploring why. It's worth exploring basically the paths that you could face when working with a company, and consider both options. Consider what it looks like if you succeed, and consider what it looks like if you don't succeed. My first tip when engaging with a book ghostwriting agency is interviewing the prospective ghostwriter. Talk to the people who are going to be tasked with writing your book. You should be able to interview a couple of them and see which one's the best fit for you. The more transparency around this process, the better. And a lot of times when a company is connecting you with handpicked ghostwriters that they've selected and that you have not been connected with beforehand, it's frustrating. You know, if you're spending tens of thousands of dollars, you should be able to talk to this person before you sign on the dotted line. You should be able to understand what their process looks like and engage with them directly before you become a client. My second tip ties back to what I was talking about earlier, which is speaking to previous clients and finding out what their experiences were. What were their pain points? What were the things that the company did best and did worst? You know, a lot of times you'll see patterns emerge if you talk to enough clients with a company. They may all kind of face similar bottlenecks at a certain phase in the process. It's important to understand that and tap into that to make sure that you avoid some of the pitfalls that other people faced. My third rule is to read the fine print. A lot of times there are rules or parameters around your service. What happens if you want to take a hardship pause? What happens if you want to take a break from services? What happens if whatever? Explore those things. Understand. Ask questions. Before you sign anything, think about the issues that you could face and think about your own process. A lot of times book writing kind of brings out our true selves, how we operate, how we get things done on a bigger scale. So think about how you get projects done, how you work on projects. If you typically will put projects down and walk away and come back to them, for example, you want to explore what that could look like if you're a client and you want to take a pause of service. Are you able to take multiple pauses? Is there a penalty? Explore those things before you end up signing a contract, and it's going to make it easier for you to navigate that space. My fourth tip is to only pay for services you need. A lot of times companies will throw these big, high-profile, gold, silver, whatever packages at you. Do you really need all those things? I mean, you might be able to find, a specific service that you need instead of the whole thing. Or maybe you can outsource some of those other tasks to other people. It doesn't necessarily need to be every single thing in the space of the company. Maybe the company does one thing really well and you end up devoting time and energy to that instead of every single step of the way. Ultimately, you don't need to work with a company to write a great book. You could actually, instead of working with the company, find individual ghostwriters online, high quality ghostwriters, the top quality ghostwriters, and save money in the end because you're not paying unnecessary services and fees to a company. So the lion's share of the money is going to the ghostwriting and not to the company for advertising or for the owner's tennis court at his house. Before you engage with a company or before you sign up a ghostwriter, I really think you need to watch the next video, the next episode. It's called How to Hire the Perfect Ghostwriter for Your Book. In that video, I cover all of the main points about interviewing and hiring a ghostwriter and finding somebody who's the right fit for your project. It goes much deeper on these topics and explores what you can do to set the rates, what you can do for a contract, and everything in between to give you peace of mind and to take away friction points, to make this process as smooth and as seamless as possible. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.